Good evening and thank you for joining us. The city of Thunder Bay is consulting with the public on new plans for the Dease Pool area, but activists fighting to reopen the pool say the fight isn't over. Ian Kaufman has a story.
City Council voted to shutter the century-old pool last year, citing health and safety and cost issues. Now the city has unveiled proposals to revitalize the pool site and Dease Park across the street. Those plans include replacing the pool basin with a tennis and pickleball court, a community garden, and fruit trees, with a boarded rink, larger playground, and permanent change room on the park's side. They also include traffic calming measures to connect the two areas. The city held 2 events this week to gather public feedback on the proposals. City Councillor Aldo Roberto attended both events. He says many residents are telling him the new amenities won't meet community needs like a pool did.
They didn't understand how tennis court or pickleball will be an attraction in that area when you have a ton of youth, small kids. They just didn't understand it. If they had put splash pad, if they had put revamped the pool with other amenities, they would have understood that. So they were kind of caught off guard, and kind of, quite frankly, caught me off guard too.
Roberto says he'd like to see more options put forward for consideration before council votes on the issue. The city is also running an online survey open through November 7th. That feedback will be included in a report to council, who will make the ultimate decision on the park's future. Outside Fort William Gardens on Saturday evening, about a dozen activists picketed the city's second consultation event. They say city council doesn't understand the importance of the pool to the neighborhood and that the fight to save it is not over.
Unless you live in the community, you don't really understand how important it is and how it was used, every day of the summer. And it's been recognized by the Heritage Committee as a hub of the community.
Administration is coming back to council with a report. We'll be there for that. But we are going to escalate this. You're going to see ads on the radio. You're going to see us in the newspaper. You're going to see videos. You're going to see us fighting to the bitter end.
Paris says the activists have received about $5,000 from outside entities, which will be used to support their campaign. The report to City Council is tentatively scheduled for December 2nd. Ian Kaufman, TVT News.
Starting next year, it could cost youth rep league teams more money to play and practice on city-owned outdoor sports fields. City Council is being asked to approve the implementation of user fees for competitive youth teams at tomorrow night's meeting. The fee won't apply to non-competitive or house league teams at this time, as further study is needed. If approved, the youth rep teams will be charged the same as organized adult leagues next year. Those operating 9 to 15-week seasons will have to pay $300, while teams with seasons that last 16 weeks or longer will be charged $550. That could result in an additional charge of up to $31 per player. The city currently spends about $215,000 a year to repair and maintain the fields. If implemented, it's believed the new user fees will bring in more than $14,000 in revenue. And a neighborhood dispute over a section of backlane behind a historic Southside home will also make its way to council tomorrow. The owners of the iconic Murphy Mansion want to purchase a section of laneway between McGregor and Isabella Streets, but a number of neighbors as well as city staff oppose that request. Also tomorrow, it's being recommended that the newly renovated Courthouse Hotel be nominated for an Ontario Heritage Award. The newly definitely superior art gallery is moving closer and closer to completion. After more than 2 decades in the Eaton's building, the gallery has found a new spot at the old Cinema 5 on Cumberland Street. The space is just under 4,000 square feet, features 19-foot ceilings. Executive Director David Karasowicz says the new spot is expected to open early in 2020 and will allow for potential expansion.
Something you would see in New York, Los Angeles, very industrial vibe. And we're really loving the space. It's probably one of the best spaces we've been in. Basically add to that significant national level of artistry that we've been doing in the past. And I think this space is really going to provide that opportunity for even more.
For now, the theaters are not part of the lease agreement, but he says he hopes that will change in the future. The search for a suitable location for a nuclear waste storage facility continues, and with just 5 sites left in the running, things are starting to heat up. Officials with the Nuclear Waste Management Organization were in the Ignace and Dryden areas this past week to provide an update on the project. Adam Riley has those details.
For over a decade, the Nuclear Waste Management Organization has been searching for a place to store Canada's spent nuclear fuel. Out of an initial 22 communities studied for a site selection, 5 remain, 3 of which are here in the Northwest. But on Monday, the NWMO's Vice President of Site Selection, Ben Belfidel, informed councils in both Ignace and Dryden of a major project update.
We are planning by the end of this year or early next year to narrow down the number of communities to 2.
However, when pressed, Belfidel was unable to say which communities would remain come 2020. However, he was able to update as to the status of the Ignace project.
We completed the drilling of 2 boreholes, and we are in the process of drilling a 3rd one. And we expect to drill up to 6 boreholes before we select a preferred site in the Ignace area.
Those crews are currently extracting core samples from the rock, which are then cataloged and analyzed. Ignace Mayor Donald Cunningham says the $23 billion project, should it get the go-ahead, will benefit more than just Ignace.
It's for the whole area. I mean, it's a good thing for the whole Kenora district. You know, even though Ignace would be the host of it, there's all kinds of economic opportunities for the whole area, and you know, that's what makes a project so great.
Dryden Mayor Greg Wilson says while the NWMO has been open and transparent with area politicians and Ignace residents, he feels the agency could do more in his community.
I've been impressed with the way that they take it slowly and they want to engage us. We've gone to some of their sites, but they need to make themselves accessible by community members. You think everywhere, the senior citizens complexes, the schools, just the public through council. So we'll have a lot of questions.
Adam Riley, TBT News.
The staff at Pope Paul II School are once again giving back to a local charity, and this year they decided Isthmus Thunder Bay would be the lucky recipient. For the past several years, staff have each donated $40 as part of their Dress Down campaign. In return, they get to wear jeans on Fridays, and the money goes towards a local charity of their choice. This year, $1,580 will be going towards Isthmus, which was formerly known as Blessings in a Backpack. Program coordinator Amina Abubakari spoke on what the donation means to the organization.
We're 19 cities across Canada. We're a registered charity. We're all volunteers. None of us gets paid. So 100% of the money we raise goes towards feeding the children. We do not have any administrative costs. So this is a great help, and I'm very grateful.
We do feed them here at the school at lunch and at breakfast, but then we know our kids are going home. Some of them are going home and they're going to be hungry on the weekend. So this really touches our hearts. We want our kids to come back to school on Monday fed and happy. And so this is going to help out in a really big way for them.
The Isthmus program currently feeds 388 kids across 13 different schools in the city. Some area churches have begun using technology to help boost dwindling congregation numbers. Trinity United Church in Thunder Bay is now producing a weekly simulcast, joining forces with other churches in the region as they take turns delivering portions of their service to those in attendance. Corey Nordstrom has the details.
A service that's fully interactive. It's not a matter of those other churches sort of watch Trinity do the service, but they all participate in the service as well. And so we'll have, you know, the call to worship coming from Nipigon and the pastoral prayers from Chapleau.
It's a way of connecting people with a service they hold close to their heart. Trinity United Church was one of the first to use this kind of technology to bridge the gap to other churches offering both a live stream and a simulcast. On this particular Sunday, Trinity minister Randy Boyd delivered his sermon from nearby St. Paul's United, with it viewable on screen at the other churches. Robocams operated by congregation members with audio-visual skills allow participation from other United churches from Atikokan to Chapleau. Boyd says they started the initiative because of a need in the region.
A lot of churches can't get somebody to come in on a Sunday morning. And also some churches are dwindling and getting smaller and getting older, and so they can't really afford to have a full-time order ministry person there.
The simulcasts began in 2012 and have only gotten better, says Boyd. And in an effort to make this project available wherever the need is, Boyd and his team of tech experts have created a portable unit with video conferencing, a sound system, and a cellular hotspot.
All they need to do is cart it in, plug it in, and they're set to go. And then we can control everything from here.
Right now, just 4 churches can be hooked up to the simulcast at any one time, but Boyd hopes they can make this a national project and help create clusters in every time zone in Canada. Corey Nordstrom, TVT News.
Tyler, the North Stars were back for a set of games this weekend.
Yeah. And for the fans, I mean, it's been a pleasant surprise. In case you haven't been to the Gardens, you should head on down because the team's off to a pretty good start.